Chapter 22. Chris. Pulling out onto the track, I spot Rachel. I wonder how fast she is going, so I catch up to her. Getting up beside her, I see we are going 95. Damn, I'm impressed. I don't want to push any faster because I don't know what she can handle, and the last thing I want is for her to be going too fast and lose control. Just to show off, I speed up ahead of her and drift around the turn. When I straighten out, I notice Rachel pulled up next to me. Looking over, she sticks her tongue out at me, then speeds up ahead of me. Gunning it, I fly around her and drift the turn. Noticing she slowed down, thankfully. After the turn, when we are on the straight line, she flies up around me. I lost track of how long we go back and forth doing that, but I do know this car is getting low in gas. Looking at my girl, she pulls over to the side of the track, so I follow, pulling up beside her. Getting out of the car, Rachel jumps on the back of the Challenger, so I go over to her. Standing between her legs, I wrap my arms around her waist and lay my head on her lap. I really don't know what to do, because I feel like either way, I will lose her. If I tell her, she will hate me, but if I don't tell her, she will still hate me.
I love you, Chris.
Rachel whispers. I can't help the smile. I love you, Manoj, I say, making her giggle. My girl starts to run her fingers through my hair, and I want to go to sleep. This is so relaxing. After a few minutes of quiet, Rachel starts to trace the tattoo on my neck, making me sigh. I know Derek is right. I really do need to tell her, but I'm not going to tell him that. Taking a deep breath, I pull out my wallet. Getting my driver's license out, I hand it to her and hold her tight. At first, she doesn't say anything, so I have no clue what she is thinking. When I finally lift my head to look at her, she looks white as a ghost, still looking at my driver's license. I'm so nervous right now on what she will do. Without saying anything, she puts my driver's license back in my wallet and lightly pushes me. My heart drops as she jumps down and walks away from me, getting back in the car. I just stand here like a statue. I don't even know how to feel at this point. Hearing a door open and close, I look up to see Rachel walking over to Derek's car. She gets in the driver's seat, but this car isn't an automatic, so I softly laugh. Walking over to get in the passenger seat, "Are you mad at me?" I whisper. Rachel doesn't answer me. She only shakes her head, still looking at the pedals. Clutch, brake, and gas. You have to push the clutch and brake to start the car. Still not talking to me, she follows what I said and starts the car. Put it in first gear, then let off the brake. Slowly let off the clutch and push the gas, I tell her. She does as I said, and the car starts to roll. She really is a fast learner. Keeping it slow, she goes back to the shop where everyone is at. When we pull up, Derek walks over to his car. Handing Derek both sets of keys, he laughs. This is his car. Handing her back the keys for the Challenger. Turning to me, she gives me an evil look, only making my brother laugh harder. Still not talking to me, she walks to Max.
The car is out of gas.
Okay, I'll take some gas over there and get it back to the shop, he says, taking the keys. Walking over to Josh, she hits him on the arm, making me laugh. What did I do? Josh half fusses, half laughs. Not getting an answer, Josh looks at me, making me laugh until Rachel spins around, giving me a go-to-hell look. Liz walks up, hooking her arm through Rachel's arm.
What's going on?
Liz asks. Rachel doesn't answer her best friend either, making me feel a little better to know it's not just me that she is not talking to. As the girls turn to the shop, I follow behind them as Josh walks up to me and whispers, "What the hell happened?" She knows, is all I say. I still don't know if this is a good thing or not at this point. Rachel goes up to my office, with Liz still following behind. I get about halfway up the stairs when Rachel looks at me and closes the door. I just sigh and turn to sit on the steps. Is she pissed at you or something? Josh asks, making me laugh. She is your sister. I don't know. She won't talk to me now. Putting my head down in my hands, I hear Liz yell.
What?
So I turn to look at the office door. After a few minutes, everyone goes back to work. I just sit here so lost in thought. I don't want to lose this girl. Looking down at my arm, I trace the letters of her name. That is her name, I hear. So I look up to see Derek. Just told me, he adds. I don't say anything, I just nod. Sitting down next to me, he doesn't say anything. We just sit here watching everyone work until we hear the office door open. We both stand as the girls walk down the stairs. She doesn't even look at me. Walking past me like I'm not even here, they walk to James. At first, I thought maybe to ask him for a ride until they both slap his arms, making Derek bust out laughing. What was that for? He asks as he rubs his arms.
You know.
Liz grits. So did Josh, James protests as both girls turn to him. Thanks, man, Josh fusses and puts his hands up to the girls. Turning around, I think she will talk to me, so I give a smile, but then she walks past me to Max. Fuck, I hate that she is ignoring me.
Where's the Toyota?
She asks him. Laughing, Max says, it's just outside. Chris has the keys in his pocket, though. Walking over to me, Rachel says nothing as she reaches in my front pocket to pull out the keys. After she has the keys, her and Liz walk out through the side door. Josh walks over to me, so I ask, is she really not going to talk to me now? You met someone your money doesn't impress, man, he answers. Derek laughs so hard next to me, so I flip him off. As the girls drive around the shop, I say, she learns fast, gaining a confused look from Josh. So I add, that is the standard. Did she tell you she couldn't drive one? He answers, making me think about it. No, she didn't. She only asked to drive the air light. I was the one that said I would teach her. When she seen the Porsche, she only said it was too flashy. When I asked about her learning this weekend, she just said she mostly wanted time with me. Laughing, Josh adds, man, she drives a standard. That is what her car is. That is why I never borrow my sister's car. Holy shit. She did what you do to everyone, but on you, Chris. Derek laughs next to me. I can't help but smile because she really did. Never once did she say she couldn't drive a standard. So she didn't lie. She just let me think that. And like she did with getting my number, she used it as an excuse to spend time with me. After a while of waiting, I finally go over to Josh's car to help put the starter on. After that is done, I just look at a few things while I'm here, plus I don't really want to talk to anyone. Zoning out into my own world, I have no clue how much time goes by before someone sits on my lap, making me jump and hit my head. This better be Rachel or someone is going to die. Sliding out from under the car, as I rub my head, I find my girl on my lap, making me smile as I ask, are you still mad at me? She doesn't answer, she only shakes her head at me, making me frown. Moving my hand, she kisses my head, then gets up. As she walks away, I notice she has changed clothes. She now has on a short skirt and a shirt that says, Born to be a cheerleader on the back. She walks over to Liz, who is standing by James talking. At this moment, I feel jealous of James because she is talking to him, but not me. Walking over to them, I wrap my arms around her stomach and lay my head on her shoulder. She doesn't move or say anything to me. She only goes back to talking as Liz laughs. After a while of standing here, I am so close to falling asleep like this. The only reason I haven't yet is because I am standing up. Dad wants to know if y'all want to come over for a barbecue, Josh asks, as I lift my head to look at him. I look at Rachel to see she is looking at me, so I shrug. I really don't care where we go. I just want time with her.
My mom said we're going, and you too, sir,
Liz says, pointing to James.
Yes, we will go,
Rachel says, as I lay my head back on her shoulder. Boss, is it okay if we leave for the day? I hear. So I turn to find a few guys standing by the door. Sure, I say, then turn back to my girl.
Derek, Max, do you two want to go?
Rachel asks the boys. Sounds fun. They both say together. Kissing her neck, she shivers, making me laugh as I kiss her again. Okay, let's go then, Josh says. So they walk out to the cars. But I parked my bike in here, so I just go over to it. When I turn around, Rachel isn't there. So I look for her to find she is talking to Liz. Does she not even want to ride with me now? Leaning on my bike, I wait to see what she will do. I don't want to lose this girl. Rachel walks over to me, so I smile as I hand her the helmet. We make it to the house before everyone else does, making her laugh as she tells her dad.
They're slow.
As Rachel walks inside, I watch her until I hear she is going to help her mom, not to China. So I turn to see Mark laughing. I'm scared I'm going to lose her, I whisper and drop my head. I won't force her to stay, man. That choice is all on her, he tells me. How fast were you going? I hear Josh fuss, so I turn to see everyone else walking in the backyard. Not that fast, I laugh, because I wasn't going that fast. Maybe 80 to 85. How fast will that bike go now? Derek asks. Don't really know since I put the NOS on it, I answer him. That bike is way more dangerous than a car if I wreck, so I don't push it like I have a car. How does that not scare my sister, but my driving does scare her? Josh whines, making us all laugh.
Because your driving sucks.
Rachel says as Josh flips his sister off. Why don't you boys go change and jump in the pool? Mark says, as we all look around. I have shorts you three can wear, and James already has shorts over here, I think. Josh says, as he starts to the house, but stops when Rachel says,
My boyfriend already has clothes over here, so he doesn't have to wear your clothes, Josh.
So I turn to her. Grabbing my hand, she pulls me to the house, and I can't wipe this dumbass grin off my face. Wrapping my arms around her, I whisper, I love you, in her ear.
I love you too.
She whispers back, but says nothing else. Why won't she talk to me? At least she will still say she loves me. That means something, right? Walking in her room, she gets my shorts and hands them to me as I close the door. Rachel sits on the bed as I start to take my clothes off, watching my every move. I am getting so turned on by the way she is looking at me. So when I take my jeans off, I am so hard. Think you can help me with this? I tease, but she shakes her head. So I fist myself and start to pump my dick. Her eyes are locked on my hand, but that only seems to add to the pleasure. Just before I come, I grit out, fuck, because I didn't think this through. I can't come on her floor, or I can, but I don't want to. As I stop, her eyes shoot up to mine, making me laugh and add, I'm not coming on the floor. She doesn't say anything as she walks over to me and wraps her hand around my dick, making me moan. As she starts to move her hand, she also lowers down to her knees in front of me. Sucking on my member, I fight not to come the second she takes me in her mouth. Damn, this girl is amazing at this, for sure. When I can't take any more, I release my load in her mouth. Standing up, my girl has a huge smile like she should. As she walks to the door, I throw on the shorts. Once she has the door open, she takes off running, so I chase her as she laughs. I catch her just as we get in the kitchen and notice this is where everyone is at.
No running in the house, you two.
Stacy says with a smile.
Yes, ma'am.
We both say together, as Derek laughs. Walking over to the fridge, I get out a water as Rachel pushes in front of me. I smile as I kiss her neck, then hear, wow, he really is just a teenager. Turning around to see who said that, and James looks a little scared, like he didn't mean to say that out loud. Before I can say anything, Rachel whines,
That is no fair. You got to go again?
Turning back to her, I see she is holding a box of food from...
Bonne nourriture.
No, I didn't, Josh says, making me confused.
Then how did you get this?
She asks, holding up the box. I know the owner, he says with a smile, then adds, it was in the fridge at the apartment, so I brought it for you. As Rachel opens the box, she doesn't know, Max asks as Rachel gives him a death glare. Nope, Josh laughs. Rachel, what's your favorite restaurant? Josh asks as Rachel sets to eat the cold food.
You already know what it is.
Rachel grits between bites. Did you know the owner is the one that made the menu? Derek asks her.
Yes.
Rachel says, but doesn't seem to be paying attention to anything but the food. Everyone but the 4 boys look confused, making me laugh. Would you like to meet the owner? Josh asks, making Rachel look at him, giving her full attention. She looks at Derek, but he laughs. No way, I can't cook to save my life. What does that even stand for, anyhow? James asks me, but I don't get to answer before Rachel says,
Good food. It's French.
I just nod because she is right. He really is a good cook, isn't he? Max asks. He is a chef, I would hope so. Derek chimes in. As Rachel turns to me, yes, little sister, your boyfriend owns that place. But why the name? Josh asks, looking at me. I just shrug. Steven thought it would be funny, and it does have good food. Plus, it sounds cool in French, I answer. Rachel stands up and walks past me, out of the kitchen. So I turn to Josh. Thanks, because she needed another reason to hate me. I grit out.
She doesn't hate you, Chris.
Liz says, walking past me. Seems like it. I whisper. It's a lot to take in, man. James says, as we all head back outside. Everyone jumps in the pool, so I go to find a chair as I hear Josh. Has he always been this antisocial? Yes. Both Derek and Max say together. Want a beer? I hear Mark ask. So I look at him. Sure, I say, taking it. After taking a big drink, I set it next to me and lay back. I must have passed out because I get woke up by girls being loud. Setting up, I see that Jessica and Bethany are here now. Looking around, I notice everyone is out of the pool, but I don't see my girl, so I stand up as I hear,
He is awake.
So I turn to see Jess smiling. I just glare at her, then go back to looking around for Rachel.
He really is an ass.
She says, but I don't care. She's inside, I think, Max says, so I turn and go that way, finding her in the kitchen at the sink, so I walk over, putting my arms around her.
He woke up.
I hear Liz say, but I don't move. Hey, boss man, I hear. So I look up to see James. After Rachel finishes the dishes, we go back outside with the others. They go up on the deck and jump in the pool, so I follow my girl. After a while of splashing and playing around, I lean on the side of the pool to rest. Rachel swims over to me, so I hold her tight as she wraps her legs around me.
Kids, time to eat.
Stacy says, so we get out. Setting down to eat, I lean over and whisper in Rachel's ear, Are you staying the night with me again? But I get no answer. She only shrugs. Fuck, I hate this so much.
Rachel, after we eat, everyone heads back to the pool, but I go inside. Chris follows me, thankfully. I'm so confused on what to feel about him at the moment. I do love him, but he is rich, like really rich. There is so much about him that I don't know, and I hate that. Laying on my bed, I'm so lost in thought as Chris lays down next to me.
Please talk to me, Manoj.
Chris whispers, and I hear the hurt in his voice. I don't know what to say. I whisper honestly, laying his face on the bed, saying in a muffled voice,
Either way, I lose you.
And I'm not sure I heard him right. Rolling on my back, I pull his arm, so he looks at me. Come here, I whisper. So he lays his head on my chest. What do you mean? I ask, and I really hope he will answer me. Taking a deep breath, he answers.
Not telling you, I would have lost you, but now that you know, I'm still going to lose you.
Is he really that scared of losing me? Wrapping my arms around him as tight as I can. No, you're not, Chris. I just need time, okay? I'm scared you think I only want your money, and that is the last thing I want, I tell him, as he lifts his head to look at me.
Que veux-tu, mon ange?
I don't understand that much French. I laugh, as he replies,
What do you want, my angel?
Smiling, I move to kiss his lips. I want you. Then a thought hits me, so I joke, and to drive your cars sometimes, making him laugh.
That is about the only good thing to endless money is the cars.
He laughs back, so I join him. We lay here in total silence as I play with his hair until there is a knock on the door. Yeah, I say, because I don't want to get up. Opening the door, Max walks in.
Jake is trying to call you.
He says to Chris.
What does he want?
Chris asks, without moving.
No clue. I only know he is trying to get a hold of you.
Max answers.
Find out.
Chris says, really rude, but Max doesn't seem to say anything. He just walks out, so I ask, did you have to be so rude? Chris doesn't say anything. He only shrugs, making me laugh. A few minutes go by before Max knocks and walks in.
I don't know. Neither does he. We don't understand German, man.
Making both of us laugh. As Chris gets up, Max hands him his phone, not saying anything. Is he always like that? I ask, walking past Max.
To everyone but you.
He laughs, then follows Chris. Walking in the living room, I find everyone but Chris in here. Sitting on the couch, Josh asks me.
So, where did y'all stay last night?
But I don't answer, making Liz laugh.
They have a secret place.
Mom and Dad know where I was, and they are the only ones that need to know. They don't know what we did, or if they do, it is just a guess. I only said I was staying at a cabin on the lake with Chris. As Chris walks back in the house, he tells Max.
Germany, Monday. Jake will have the plane ready.
As he sits down next to me. How long? Me and Bethany ask together, but Chris only shrugs.
You got it, boss.
Max laughs as he gets a go-to-hell look. We sit and talk for a few hours before everyone gets up to leave. Me and Chris head out to the cabin for the night.